He did it again. They opened the season with the Grand Prix Bahrain, and Max Verstappen won again, ran away from the field, started on the pole and drove from the pole right to the podium. Nobody challenged him for Team Red Bull. His teammate, Sergio Perez, finished second. Lewis Hamilton, the legendary driver for Mercedes, who owned the sport up until last year when all the dynamics and construction of cars changed, Lewis Hamilton finished fifth. It's one of the higher finishes he's had in well over a year. Team Mercedes has had all types of problems with their chassis and aerodynamics. But I think the burning question in Formula One right now is Red Bull has figured out all the new structures with the chassis, the tires, the horsepower, etc. And virtually all the other teams have not. Verstappen won 15 races last year, which is an all-time single-season record. And now he comes out of the gate and wins immediately at Bahrain. I think the burning question in Formula One is having one team dominate and own the sport. Is that really good? Because it's Red Bull. It's not Ferrari. It's not Mercedes. It's not McLaren. It's not Williams. Past teams that had great success over decades in F1. This bears watching as to how they're going to control this. Or is it just the reality that Team Red Bull has got brilliant management people, engineering people who have figured out how to run with the new rules, and Mercedes, which had owned the sport for years under Lewis Hamilton, I think had 99 career wins up until last year. They haven't been able to figure it out. How's that possible?
Wow. I mean, it's fascinating to learn about this. I know there's so much money involved with these F1 teams. Do they have any sort of like a salary cap or anything like that?
They put one in about 5 years ago, cost control. It's a big issue because the expenses were so out of control because the rich would go test all the time. And then they would find out what worked, what didn't work, and they'd get it set up. So when it came to regular season, they owned it. Well, F1 and the other manufacturers, the other smaller teams said, we can't compete. This is not right. So they've put a lid on cost controls and testing. But you don't put a lid on the intelligence as to what Team Red Bull has done, which to me it's absolutely amazing. So F1 has exploded in terms of popularity. Here in the States, it's now got another foothold. Back in the day, they used to run 3 to 4 F1 races here in America and North America, and they kind of went away, and the cost issue became a big issue. But now F1 is back on the horizon. They got 3 races here in the United States. They're going into Las Vegas next year, which is going to be a big mega event. It's going to be interesting to see if F1 supersedes IndyCar racing. Does F1, because of the dynamics of the drivers, they're all international personalities, does F1 chase down NASCAR in terms of popularity? Although NASCAR's got 32 races on the calendar, F1's going to have 3 to 4, maybe 5 here in the States and in Canada in the next couple of years.
Yeah. I mean, this is exciting. I mean, for me as a race fan back in the day, as a kid, it was all about IndyCar. And then, we've been learning a lot about NASCAR for the last couple of decades, but I can see a lot more of a surge of interest in F1. We've got these Netflix specials. My wife and my son are both really focused on F1. So, I think this is great for America. Looking forward to that race coming to Vegas.